Welcome back to this World of Warcraft Let's Play. You're Sambo, and joining us as always is Seraphis, our Worgen Mage.
Fate has brought you here to me.
Fate has brought us here indeed to the lovely little outpost of Lor'Danal. And of course, if you've been following us in our previous episodes, you'll know why we're here and that we're helping out our friends, our allies, the Night Elves, against this corruption that's spreading throughout the land. So let's have a look at our quest log and see what we've got. Actually, before we look in our quest log, let's check out something. I noticed we've got some mail in the mailbox there, so let's head on over. Of course, most inns, and this is an inn here, most inns have a mailbox outside of them, and of course you can also see the mailbox if you've got your, where are we? Not Atlas. If you've got your tracking set down here, you can turn on or off mailbox so you can see what's going on around you. And you can see the icons on your mini-map, so you always know what is nearby. Let's have a look. Oh, and as expected, we've got a whole bunch of successful auctions here, which of course, look at that, got nearly 3 gold there. Lots of money, 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 money. Can't stress enough that if you're not using the auction house, it's a massive part of the game, and in fact some people actually just play the game for the auction house. They literally play the auction house. If you're not using it, you're missing out. You're missing out on a whole bunch of money and a whole bunch of fun. And there we go. Whoops, what else was in there? Oh, that's okay. I know what that is. We'll leave that for later. Alright, so let's check out our money reserves. We'll just open our bags, and you can see I've now got 15 gold, which is fantastic. If we hadn't been using the AH, we'd only have a couple of gold. So, well worthwhile doing. And of course, once again, if you don't have the Auctioneer add-on, I highly suggest you get it. I'll pop a link to it in the doobly-doo below this video. Alright, so let us find out now what we're up to. Have a look in our quest log. The Shatterspear invaders report to Lieutenant Morrish Starbreeze at the Ruins of Mathystra. And I think what we were going to do is get ourselves a ride over there. Let's have a look. Yeah, so here we go on the main map. You can see that we're heading up north now, and we're going to see ourselves some trolls, which is really cool. But what we really need to do is find ourselves a free ride over there. I'm pretty sure they said that there was a ride waiting at the bridge. I'm not sure which bridge they're talking about. Maybe it was this one. We'll just wander over the other side, and hopefully there'll be somebody there to give us a ride. I think it looks like it's up north there, up to the north, out into the great wide yonder. And I can see a Night Saber rider up here. So I'm going to imagine that it's probably her. Let's have a look.
Ishnu Allah.
Ishnu Allah to you as well. Is there anything I can help with? I'd like to travel to the Ruins of Mathystra. Yes, thank you very much. That is us. And here we go. We are on a, well, we're on a, let's have a look. Blessing of the Moonstalker. Blessed by the great Moonstalker spirit. And we're regarded in, so we're on a Moonstalker. That's fantastic. Free ride up there. And again, if you've been playing WoW for a long time, but it's been a while since you've come here to Darkshore, you'll notice that. Look at that. The tower is in ruins. The Tower of Athalax, and of course you would have spent a lot of time there in the past, as I did. Now it's just, well, it's rubble. Look at it, and there's flames everywhere. It is not the same as it was, and of course that's because of the cataclysm. And all of this is a lot different now as well. I mean, the layout is the same, and of course there's a lot of things that hark back to the earlier questing days. But as you can see in the background there, the tower is no more. And in fact, I can see a whole bunch of troll bodies lying around as well. So this is going to be interesting. There's another troll body, Shatterspear Labourer. I do like me some trolls. If I play on Horde, I do love playing a troll. A lot of people don't like the trolls because they're so ugly. Let's just repair up here. There we go, handy to have a provisioner out in the wilds. Alright, so what do we have here?
How may I help?
Shouldn't have expected these filthy trolls to stay peaceful forever. There's no place for trust in any sympathizers of the Horde. Okay, so she's not a big fan of the Horde at all. Glinda sent you to lend a hand, did she? I'm glad that she did. I could certainly use the help. I'm working on our initial plans to start whittling away at their ranks. Please feel free to help in the meantime.
Goddess watch over you.
Alright, so let's have a chat to these guys.
Hello.
We have to retrieve 8 highborn relics from around the place, and once again that's a bit of a hark back to the old days. You may have remembered having to find them back in the old day. Slightly different quest line, of course, but it's nice that they're sort of keeping the old quest lines in here in one manner or another. It's quite cool. Kill 10 Shatterspear labourers.
Good luck, friend.
Alright, let's have a look at our map. So they're all handily just nearby. Let's get out there and get to action amongst the ruins on the coast of Kalimdor here in Darkshore. Alright, so we open up with a good old Frostbolt, of course, to slow them down, do some damage as well, and then we do a... Oh, look at that, they've got a throw rock ability. That's interesting. And we've got a Lor'Danal Sentinel there to help us as well. Jolly nice. There's another Troll Labourer. Let's actually just blast them off once. We'll make them run over here, just so you... Oh, they're throwing rocks. Just so you can see what a troll looks like in WoW. Let's zoom right in. There we go. Ugly sons of a gun. There we are, and we got help again from the Lor'Danal Sentinel, which is handy. Alright, and we got some highborn relics to collect around here. Once again, this brings back heaps of memories. I remember having to collect these way back in vanilla WoW days, in fact. There was a quest to collect these. Here we go, 3 of 10 Shatterspear labourers. And of course, we're looking on the ground for sparklies. There's one there, which is, of course, indicating where the highborn relics are. Let's see if we can get you from up here. Opening with the Frostbolt, moving to a Fireball for a whole bunch of damage, and then of course the Arcane Missiles are propped, so we're going to blast them to death basically with the Arcane Missiles. Lovely, lovely. You can see some more relics down there, and I wonder if we can... Let's zoom in again. Let's see if we can get you from up here. And the good old sound of clear casting, and they're trying to run away because they're severely damaged, but no. I'm afraid you're not going anywhere. I was going to say filthy troll, but I like trolls, so we're not going to say that they're filthy. Hello. Let's lock you in place with good old Frost Nova. Not forgetting about our new ability, by the way, there. Whoops, which I had forgotten about, which is the Cone of Cold. And of course, Cone of Cold is 82 mana, and it's a cost. It's got a 10-second cooldown. Causes frost damage to targets standing directly in front of you, hence why it's called a cone. And victims will move slowly and are easier to outrun as well. So damage and slowing, which is great. I see we picked up some gloves there. Let's hold shift down. Of course, whenever you hover over an item and hold shift, it's going to compare it to what you've got currently equipped. And you can see there that if we equip these new native hand wraps, our armor is actually going to go down by 6. So we don't want to do that. Same with the belt there. Oh, actually, we're going to lose stamina if we equip this belt, but we would get 26 more armor. Yeah, I think I'd actually prefer the stamina, to be honest, at the moment. We'll see how we go. Right, so opening with the good old Frostbolt, and there we go, a nice Arcane Missile proc, hence the big noise. Cone of Cold perhaps, and that already died. Any excuse to use Cone of Cold for me. I love the ability, I love the sounds. It's another thing about WoW that I love a lot, and I think a lot of people take for granted, are the actual sound effects. I mean, I know I've spoken a lot about the actual music and the soundtrack in the game, which up there with Guild Wars is one of my favourites ever. I just absolutely adore the WoW soundtrack. I think it's fantastic. But of course the actual sounds as well, there's an Overseer. The sound effects as well are just amazing, and myself being a musician and having designed sounds for a couple of games myself, believe it or not, it's very hard actually to come up with something unique, so I really give props to the sound guys at Blizzard. Oh, always, of course, right back from day dot, they've always had an amazing skill. And Cone of Cold, here we go. Oh, and another Shatterspear Overseer. By the way, I noticed that we picked up a quest item from the Overseer. I think we got some plans or something. We'll look at those in a second. We are in the thick of action here, and our health got a bit down there. Let's actually use up some of this food. We'll eat some Kaldori Spider Kebab, which, as you may remember from ages ago, not only heals us up, but we'll get the well-fed buff, which gains us 2 stamina and 2 spirit for 15 minutes. We can see it appear up the top there. That's always handy. Let's have a look in our bags and look at this quest item again. If you ever get something off a mob that has an exclamation mark on it like this, it means that it can actually begin a quest. So we right click on it. Reason to worry. These appear to be orders dispatched to the overseers at the ruins from a superior in the Shatterspear Warcamp. Most of the document contains negligible strategic value, but a couple of lines stick out. We captured another Night Elf spying on our operation. She has been taken back to the camp to be tortured for more information. Keep an eye out for additional spies. Oh, okay, so they'll definitely want to see that. We need to hand that back in to the Mathystra ruin people just down below. Meantime, let's carry on. We've got 9 out of 10 Shatterspear labourers slain. As we can see on our quest tracker up there to the top right. Where are you running away to? You've got nowhere to run. Not from my arcane missiles, anyway. And we have 3 of 8 highborn relics. So we really need to get our A into G and start finding some of those. I think I can see a couple up ahead. Let's take ourselves out an overseer, clear the path as we quest amongst these ruins. Now, by the way, up in the very far distance there, I can actually see a Horde flag. That's the... Oh, you probably can't see it in the YouTube video. There was a Horde symbol, by the way, which is an awesome symbol. I like it a lot better than the Alliance symbol, to be honest. But I saw it leading... well, it's at the beginning of a path over there, so I'm guessing there's a Horde camp nearby. So we'll have a look on the map in a second. Yeah, it's that path. Hang on, let's have a look. Whoops. It's this path here. So leading up into the mountains, I'd imagine that there is a Horde outpost up there. Of course, if we were to wander up there, that would be bad news. The guards would kill us on sight. So just for those of you who aren't familiar with how it all works, even though we're on a PvE server, so we're not flagged for PvP all the time. And by the way, if we did want to do that, we could manually enable PvP. I'll show you how to do that. Excuse me, frog in my throat. Just literally type /PvP, and before I hit enter, just watch up here, the top left in our character portrait. Watch what appears. You can see there I've got a little Alliance flag has appeared, and we had a sound effect there, and it actually comes up and says you are now flagged for PvP combat and will remain so until toggled off. And that buff there, we are now an available target to members of the opposing faction, which is of course the Horde, and that means orcs, trolls, tauren, undead, blood elves and goblins. If any of them see us right now and they're flagged for PvP, they can actually attack us on sight as well. And of course that's a player choice, personal choice. Some people like running around with that thrill, others don't. And of course you can also right click on your portrait here and set PvP. We can disable PvP, and unfortunately it doesn't come straight off. We have to wait for 5 minutes of non-PvP action before that will actually unflag. So just be careful if you do put yourself in PvP and you want to get off it, it doesn't come off immediately. And of course another thing, we can actually use Cone of Cold while we're running, because it is an instant spell. Any instant cast spells in WoW mean you don't have to stand still. So unlike this, of course, which is a nice long cast, if we run, it'll actually interrupt that spell. So always something handy to know. Wow, you're taking a beating. Finish him off with Arcane Barrage. Right, so we're just looking for sparklies on the ground, of course, to try and get our highborn relics. We've got 5 out of 8 of those. Queuing up the arcane missiles.
You need to target something first.
Yep. And I went to hit the fire blast, but of course the troll was dead before it got a chance to be cast, so never mind. Alright, looking for them, and listen to the beautiful music in the background. Oh, I love this game. I'll be the first to admit how much I absolutely adore WoW. Spent so many years in it, and I never want it to stop. And of course I know that they are working on a new MMO. I just hope beyond all hope that they don't actually kill off WoW, because I'll definitely still play it. Alright, get over here, you Shatterspear labourer. And we've got an overseer there. Let's lock him in place. Cone of cold as we run backwards. Whoops, and that of course broke the Frost Nova. Whoops.
Don't have the target.
And there's another fellow adventurer. Let's say hello / hi with him selected.
Greetings.
Greetings, and it actually says there in the chat window, you greet Phoenixio, whatever his name is, with a hearty hello. It's Phoenixio, and of course he would see a message on his screen saying that Seraphis greets you, or something similar like that. Alright, and I can see some fortifications up there as well to the north. So this is interesting, obviously getting into some hostile territory. Still trying to find the highborn relics. And here's one tucked away. And we can see the coastline off in the background there, and you can actually see once we get over this crest. Let's see if we can grab this guy from behind here. Yep, jolly good. As he throws rocks at us. Kind of cold.
I need a target.
There we go, finished him off. As we come over the cusp of this hill, we should actually be able to see our outpost of Lor'Danal. You can just see, there we go, 8 of 8. You can just see, there it is, off in the distance there. That's the rooftops of our outpost, and of course the beach leading up to it. Such cool design. I just love how you get a sense of knowing where you are. Wait a minute, is that a Murloc outpost down there? It is! Oh, I've got to show you this. Great thing about WoW, stumbling across things that you don't know were there. There's a Murloc colony here, and of course we fought the Murlocs when we were out by that wreck. You might have remembered it in an early episode. We went out and we used a gnome bot to try and kill a whole bunch of them, but we didn't get to see them up close and personal. This is what a Murloc village looks like. They live on these sort of edges of the water in these huts, and of course their world famous sound. Let's see if we can just walk up to one and get one to do its noise. There it was. Okay, I'm not very good at it, am I? Anyhow, it's so cool. Murlocs appear all over the world. They're the bane of most WoW players. They're like a persistent pest in WoW. But very cool all the same. Cross between a fish and a frog and a God knows what else. What's that one there? A tide hunter. Let's see if we can hear another one. I just love the noise that they make. Like I said, I think in the episode that we were fighting them. That's so cool. I've heard the amount of ringtones I've heard with people having that actual sound is pretty funny. Sorry about that, Murloc. But we just wanted to hear what you sounded like. And they look like... Oh, the buff just disappeared. I was going to say it looked like they poisoned us as well. Here we go. Nice view of the zone. And as we look over the old tower in the background there. Let's see if it's on our map. Yep, the Ruins of Mathystra, which is where we are now. Changed up a little bit because of the events of the Cataclysm. Nasty old Deathwing doing his stuff. Alright, so we've got 3 quests to hand in. Reason to worry. I think this one is from, yes, there we go, the Overseer's orders. Let's see what she has to say. Another, they have more than one. I will not leave any more of my people to be tortured. We must act quickly. Alright, so what do we have to do? A swift response. I have a scout that we lost contact with a couple of days ago. I assumed her dead, but it appears she's been captured. The trolls indicate they have at least 2 captives. Only one other person that comes into mind is Alandarian Nightsong, a civilian that was in the area against my advisement early yesterday. Right, so we have to locate the elf prisoners at the Shatterspear Warcamp. Okay, that's going to be interesting. So it sounds like we actually have to wander in to the Warcamp. If we have a look on our map, right, so that's, yep, look, they are those fortifications that we saw when we were just questing before up to the north. That's going to be exciting. Head right into troll territory. Now let's hand in these 2 here. We got the labourers done rather. And of course this guy here wanted us to collect the highborn relics.
Ashar Thalar.
Ashar Thalar to you as well. And by the way, I can see a copper vein. I'm not going to let that go before we pick up any more quests. It's money for jam. We're just, you know, you're silly if you ignore any mining nodes, in my opinion. Now we've got a mob there though, so we just want to make sure we clear him out. Or of course what we could do is sheep him. Let's do that. Polymorph. Meh. There we go. So that's him taken care of. Of course, once that sheep breaks, he will be aggro and hostile to us. So let's Frost Nova him in place. There we go, and you can see that broke the sheep because he's turned back into a troll. We'll blast him with arcane missiles, fire blast, and a cone of cold as well. And that took care of him. Lots of fun, lots of different options, of course, in how you want to kill off your mobs. How you play is totally up to you. The exact same character in the hands of two different players might as well be two different characters. It's just one of the great things about WoW. Alright, so war supplies. What's this one? She wants us to destroy 12 Shatterspear armaments, so obviously wanting to set them back a little bit in terms of their supplies.
Goddess watch over you.
No problem, we can do that for you. And what do we got here? Kill 6 Horde enforcers and 6 Shatterspear mystics, and looks like we're going to go up to the camp. Yep, so it looks like there's probably some Horde there as well, just not the Shatterspear. And what are we going to get ourselves? A cover of leaves. And once again, folks, you can hold down Control and click on it, and that will allow you to actually view it in the dressing room if you ever want to see what something looks like before you buy it, or before you choose it as a quest reward in this case. Now this is one level less than what we've already got, so it's not going to give us much of any use. But of course, we will be able to sell either one at the vendor. Alright, so got a couple minutes left in our episode. I think we've got time to at least do this quest here. Number 1, Horde Enforcer slain and Shatterspear Mystic slain. So let's go on around. We'll head up north. I think we can take the road. There's a bit of a track here I can see. Yeah. We'll hop up the side here and get a good look back at the coast, and of course across to Teldrassil over there, which is where we started, which is where the Night Elf capital of Darnassus is, and indeed where the Night Elf starting zone is. So here we go, wandering through the Ruins of Mathystra as we head towards these fortifications, which are obviously the Horde fortifications. And we've got to kill ourselves, what do we got here? Shatterspear armaments, and we've also got to get Horde enforcers and Shatterspear mystics. Alright, so let's get rid of this Overseer. Wow, he charged us then. Let's frost him in place, Frost Nova him in place rather. Wow, that took a big chunk of health off us actually, like about 50%. Yow. Yep, that was bad. Alright, and there's the famous Horde symbols I was telling you about earlier. Let's clear out some of these mobs so we can go have a good look. And just checking what we need, or rather whether any of these mobs over here to the side are what we need and they're not. Alright, so here we go, the main gates of their camp. So the Shatterspear Warcamp, we can't even get in there. There we are, a Horde Enforcer. So we've got an Orc. Not sure if you've seen an Orc before. There they go, and of course they are a playable race if you're a Horde player.
Don't have a target.
The familiar sound of an Orc dying. And there they go, the gates of a Horde outpost, and we can see some Shatterspear armaments up there. And that is the amazingly cool Horde symbol. I really, really love it. And I've got a little bit of trivia about that in a moment. Let's see, Shatterspear Labourer. No, we don't need any of those guys. A Horde Enforcer over there. Let's take him out. Actually, we might just get rid of that Labourer, just in case they get in the way. Yep, you can throw a rock at us, but it's not going to do you any good. And once again, of course, seeing Lor'Danal way off in the background there, you can see how far we've actually come. Huge world, great sense of scale. Love every minute of it. And of course, the Frostbolt has slowed them right down. Damn, I shouldn't have really hit Fireball there because it's too long of a cast.
Target something first.
Fireball, rather the Frostbolt slowing them right down, so it takes a lot longer for them to get to us. And so yes, here we go, the Shatterspear Warcamp. Let's have a look and see if it's actually showing us on the map now. Yes, it is. And we've got 2 of 6 Horde Enforcers slain, no Shatterspear Mystics slain just yet, and no Shatterspear Armors armaments rather picked up. And I can see we've got to locate the Night Elf prisoners. Looks like they're deep into the heart of the camp there, way up north as well. So we've got to keep an eye out for those. All right, let's see if we can steal... Oh, that's right, the trivia I was going to tell you. Oh, and there's a Tauren. By the way, you've seen the orcs. Let's kill this orc off. Gosh, so many things to show you. Oh, ouch. We got charged and knocked back there. That was nasty. Let's actually polymorph this guy to put him out of action. And we'll run way away. And now we'll do some damage with our Frostbolt, which will also hopefully slow him down if he decides to charge at us again. There we go. Right, so first things first. You see the Horde symbol there, right? If we zoom out on our map and I show you the recently designed continent of Azshara, there you go. Can you see anything there? I'll leave it to you. See if you can guess. Let me know in the comments. See if that looks familiar now, the layout of that zone. Give you a big, massive hint. Look at the flag. All right, anyhow, let's pull this guy over here and not kill him. I love Taurens. This may be, if you've never played WoW before, the first time you've ever seen a Tauren. Very, very cool. I love playing a Tauren as a Horde player. To me, they are based on American Native Indians, their culture, just the whole feel of the Tauren race seems to me to be based around that. Very cool indeed. I love their, just, yeah, okay. I will have to play ourselves a Tauren at some point just so you can see. A fantastic starting area too. Whoop, we've got a Horde Enforcer over there. Of course, to be expected, we've got to be a bit careful around here because we're right thick in the middle of it, right in the enemy territory. These guys giving us a deft beating up because that was half of our health disappearing right then and there. Right, we're looking for these Horde armaments. Now, where are the Shatterspear armaments? There they go. What do we have to do with them? Burn them. Oh, okay, that's why I can't interact then. So if I'd actually read the quest, I would have known that. If we look in our bags, you'll see that there's probably a quest item. There we go, a Sentinel Torch. Use is burn Shatterspear supply crates. And of course, we don't even need to go in our bags because they're up here. If I can get it looking, look at the sky, there we go. Up here in our quest tracker, of course, we can actually use any quest items associated with that quest just by clicking in the tracker. So stand next to the Shatterspear armaments and uses that torch. There we go, and that's 1 of 12 burnt. Hopefully putting a dent. There's a Mystic putting a dent in their reserves. And once again, hovering over a quest mob shows us there not only the threat amount that we've got, but it shows us that it's in the quest denying manpower, and that we've got 1 of 6 now slain. So you can always tell if it's a mob that you need by just hovering over it. Very cool. I love the Horde layouts and music. And you can see here, there we go, there's a troll. They kind of kneel down. They squat on their legs. Very cool. And that in the background, by the way, is typical troll architecture. Pop up and we'll have a look at that a bit later. The drums and that style of sort of multi-platformed thatched roofing there. I can see that there's some armaments up there. We're going to have to go up the top. The skulls on the end of poles. That is very, very trollish. And yeah, in fact, this whole area, of course it is, because it's the Shatterspear area, so of course it's going to be very troll based. You can see they've got a mining operation going on here. And of course the Horde, looks like the Horde enforcers rather, are overseeing the troll Shatterspear labourers there. So interesting arrangement, not sure that they're perfectly happy about that, but anyway, that's the way it is. Let's get ourselves some mining. Speaking of which, you can see there's a whole bunch of nodes around here, which makes sense of course because it is a quarry, so you'd expect that. Let's clear things out. And we've got ourselves some armaments. Whoops. And we've got ourselves a mate over there who's spotted us. Whoops. Making short, sharp work of him, of course. Here we go. Let's set these armaments on fire. Let's clear out the enforcer over there. Whoops, I hit the wrong key. Oh, always, whoopsie. Right, let's see if we can hop up there. I'm not sure if we're able to scale this here. No, we might have to go around to try. Oh, look at that. Another one's respawned. Very handy. To try and get that copper node, I really want that, so we might have to wander around the top. That one over there is what I'm talking about. Yep, there we go. Ooh, nearly fell down there as well. Alright, mining. Oh, I like this. This particular box of armaments keeps respawning. It's very handy. There's another one over there. Cone of cold to finish him off. And let's burn one more of these because we've run out of time. Whoopsie. As always, of course, time goes so fast when we're playing WoW. As we look out there over that typical troll-looking architecture, I can see some armaments up the top. Like I said, we're going to have to go for a wander up there. Oh, there's some more that have appeared over there as well. Let's get ourselves 6 out of 12. So at least we're halfway through at the end of the episodes. We get up close on one of these orcish catapults there. Very cool. You might remember those from the good old Warcraft days. The RTS, I mean. There we go, 6 of 12 of those. We've got 2 out of 6 Shatterspear mystics slain. And we still have to locate our mate, who's been captured and is being held up in the very north, up the top there of this war camp. So lots of things to be done. What's that? Oh, a mystic. Let's just grab one of them while they're wandering around. Oh, it's so hard to leave, isn't it? So hard to leave. Wow. The only thing, aside from running out of time, that's going to get me away from it is the fact that I'm absolutely starving. So I'm going to go and... you know what? I feel like pizza tonight. Sunday night, that's definitely pizza night if you ask me. It's pizza night followed by WoW, which was, of course, pizza was, with WoW was followed by pizza. So it's just a vicious cycle of pizza and WoW. Nothing wrong with that. Best Sunday nights ever, if you ask me. Alright, so let's log out here before we get totally carried away and before I die of hunger. There you go, folks. Certainly hope you enjoyed that episode. And of course, more importantly, hope you join us in the next one. You going to say bye, Seraphis?
Farewell.
Yes, farewell. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and if it is Sunday where you are, I certainly hope you've had a nice relaxing weekend. Until the next time, of course, it's me, Sambo, and Seraphis, our Worgen Mage, saying take care, we'll see you later, and bye-bye.